Hey family. I just want to share with you something. I didn't get a chance to do it this weekend because we had a lot going on. I had my grandkids' birthdays and stuff. Um, Theo and Hadley both turned 5 just days apart from each other in December, so we went and celebrated their birthday. I had heard, I can't remember if this was Friday morning, maybe been Friday morning. I heard in my spirit, just loud and plain as day, Sudoku. And for any of you that may not be familiar with what that is, I believe it's Japanese in origin. It's a numbers puzzle, and where you use the numbers just 1 through 9, both across and down and within squares of 9 that are grouped together like on a graph, and you can't repeat the number, any of the numbers in that same row or column, and you try to fill out the whole grid without repeating any of the numbers within a 9 square or within the same row or column. And I have never been very good at Sudoku, and the few times that I've actually thought I was gonna win, I got right down to the end and realized I didn't, and I had got something in the wrong place somewhere, and then it's pretty hard to backtrack and figure out where you messed up. So anyway, I've got ADD anyway, scatterbrain, and I'm not very good at things like that anyway. But regardless, God spoke this word to me, Sudoku, and I'm like, what, Lord? Because I knew it was from Him. It didn't come out of my own mind. And I was like, why did you say that in prayer? And I believe what He showed me is that this is about rapture dates, rapture high watch times and dates and date setting and things like that. So as you fill out the board with Sudoku, as you fill in squares and rows and columns, you get closer to figuring out the puzzle because you've eliminated. It's by process of elimination. If you've ever played it, you know what I'm talking about. That you slowly get to fill in the grid by eliminating certain numbers that go in certain squares and getting them filled in. And with only so much time left, if indeed we're correct about the fig tree generation, and I believe we are, that we're May or so of next year would very likely be, if we're understanding correctly, the cutoff date to be the latest date for the rapture and the tribulation to begin. And based on, the blooming of the fig tree, which would be Israel. And if 80 years is the longest generation time, if we're correct in that. And I really wouldn't be surprised if we are correct in that based on just the things that are going on in the world. So by all these years, now I've only been actively watching since 2017, but there are people that have been watching a lot longer. And just by the fact that there's only so much time left, we have eliminated a lot of those squares on the Sudoku board, But here's the deal, guys. If God really wanted us to know the date, He would just tell us, or somebody would know. But if you've been watching for very long, there have been numerous millions, basically, of date sets and high watch times. And of course, they've never come true. Not to say that it's not going to happen, because it is going to happen. But I don't believe He wants us to know the date. If He did, why would so many people just be confused about it? What I believe He wants us to do is to be encouraged, and He keeps sending us encouragements to say, yes, it is going to happen. He wants us to be certain of that and be encouraged, but He does not want us to name dates. And, the one time that I was just really distraught and just kind of pining away after the Lord, for the rapture, and I asked Him, when, Lord? And the next thing you knew, I was just singing. The song just came into my spirit that I hadn't heard in like a decade, and it's by a Christian group called Out of the Gray and it's called I Know You. And it's about, if I know you, you'll make that day a perfect surprise. And it starts out with like, a day feels like 1,000 years, which is like in the Bible about the Lord is not slack concerning his promises, but to him a day is like 1,000 years. 1,000 years is like a day. And I believe that he needs to, it's in our best interest and also to keep it a secret from the enemy that we don't know the date, And so this is just a trust thing, just to walk each day, day by day with him. And don't fall for the date sets just because they can be discouraging. And realize that you're not going to know it. He's not going to tell you the date. I believe 100% that he will not tell anyone the date. So the people that come with you and think they figured it out, or they think that God told them, I would say no, he is not. And it's okay just to, we don't have to know everything he knows. We can just trust him, and know that he knows best, and at the most perfect timing is when it will happen. And I love you guys. Be blessed. Bye-bye.